Today, the Security Council will discuss MINUSMA, Mali, where the situation is pretty challenging along many factors, being it both political, humanitarian, and security-wise, meaning terrorist operations in the country. So from the Norwegian side, we will certainly express our concern with the situation, support very strongly ECOWAS efforts to try to find a way also there from a coup to a transition into democracy, and for a timetable for elections.
Ambassador, you say you support ECOWAS's efforts. Do you support their sanctions, and do you think it's time for the Security Council to put some fresh sanctions on Mali to push them in the right direction?
Again, we will listen to members today whether they will express themselves on the sanctions issues or not. We have taken, of course, note of ECOWAS sanctions. From a Norwegian side, we are not right now thinking or having any strong views on the ECOWAS sanctions as such. You have just taken note of them.
Ambassador, in June you have this proposal to add 2,000 blue helmets to the MINUSMA, and after Mali say no, and after in December they say okay for 1,000. Where are you with this proposal? Is it also program?
Yeah, we strongly support the enforcement of MINUSMA and the increase of numbers of troops. We know that there have been since then discussions going on with MINUSMA, the SRC body, and the transitional authorities in Mali. The status of that discussion will be among the things that we will like to hear from the SRC, where they now stand, because we know that the transitional government in Mali have had some reservations, and they have expressed some views on which troops they would like to have and things like that, and whether that is acceptable for the UN is, of course, a question.
You raised the issue of the foreign fighters, mainly Wagner in Mali, and still now, until now, Russia considered that this organization doesn't exist.
We will, from our side, we will express some sort of general concern and our principled concern about private military companies operating in foreign countries in conflict situation, and we will ask, about the status, and we will be eager to listen to member states, also Russia and Mali themselves, who will also speak at the meeting. What is actually the status when it comes to private military corporations in Mali?
Ambassador, one other issue. Now more than 8,000 prisoners in Kazakhstan, and it's an issue the Security Council hasn't touched. Why?
We have still not got any request to raise Kazakhstan in the council.
You could put a request in yourself if you thought it was important.
That, of course, always a possibility, and we have from our side expressed our grave concern about the situation, not least on the human rights side of it, where we see really excessive force being used again against protesters and attacking the rights to assembly and the rights to free speech, and the fact that so many civilian casualties have been or is there now. It's really very, very tragic. So we are following, and we'll see what will develop.
Ambassador, on North Korea, there was another launch just as the council was meeting. What's your position? What should the council be doing as a response?
Again, we will see whether there will be a new request, or whether we would request a meeting on this issue. It is really extremely concerning that the DPRK continues with the missile launch. Of course, the status of this one, again, we need to look into what's actually have taken place, but certainly we are really very concerned about the development as
The timing
concerns.
could have been deliberately launched in defiance of the council.
That will only be a speculation, I think. But I mean, given that this was the one that we talked about yesterday was the 7th or 8th in a row in the last period, it seems that it is something that is an ongoing development that is very concerning.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much,
Thank you.
Ambassador.
Thank you.